NERDSoul.
Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, another wonderful episode, NERDSoul Gaming. We're not gonna waste your time. We about to get into it. I have to introduce the number one hitman on DNF Duel. I give to you open mind. What's up, man?
What's happening, NERDSoul family? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing?
Man, it's good. It's good to have you here. Now, well, you know what? I'm gonna talk about DNF Duel for like 2 seconds. Then we'll get into the whole crossplay beta. DNF Duel is not good for brand new players like myself because we ain't got no matches. There's nobody low enough rank for us.
Yeah, the game is just exclusive to those who still play it.
Yeah, so anyone new, like you just ain't gonna get no matches. And I did play there was a player that I played against today, and when I first saw his name come up or her name come up, it said rematch please. And I'm like, why they rematch please? And I don't know what I don't know what it is or what's going on with their system. Maybe they Wi-Fi, I don't know. But that joint was laggy, son. Like it was lag city. Like there was so much lag. There was it was.
That's right. You on PC? That's right. I forgot.
It was tough, man.
But you know that be modding, right?
Well, yeah, it's true. It could have been modded. It could have been modded. But
so with that, just to speak to that quickly, a modded PC they're trying to cheat. So what ends up happening is the game is kind of rejecting their mod, which is making your match lag.
All I knew, I was like, yo, what is going on? So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in and finish this this round out, and then after this I'm not gonna play. But of course you don't get to choose, you don't get to see who's trying to fight you. So when I accepted,
her spoiled us with that. We're spoiled brats.
Yes, it's like that's how it should always be. So when you see, so if Lag City comes back up, you could be like, no, I'm not going to fight.
No, I don't want that fight. And they're going to affect your rank, right?
Yeah, the dude came up again, and I was like, look, like when I saw the picture, I was like, you know what, I'm going to fight this. Let me see, maybe the internet was just tripping one time. Then it was laggy again, but I'll just say this. I don't know. I can't say they're cheating for sure, but all I know is I'm getting mad lag. And dude is pulling off ill combos. I mean, ill combos all on me. It's crazy.
Definitely cheap. But the way they're doing it is that they're going into a file, changing the code slightly, a letter here, a number there, just to change the code up.
I did get to fight a deity. I fought another deity, Ghost Blade, and I think in one of the rounds I got like half of his health down, so I consider that a plus. You know what I'm saying? Consider that a plus. I only got perfected once by a deity. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's a plus. That's a big plus. But
I've been perfected by a deity, so it's gonna happen. But I've also, one of my videos out there where I became number one hitman, I got a perfect on there. So it's like perfect's gonna happen, man. Sometimes you just in that zone and you stay rolling.
But I will say one thing. I did learn some stuff from him because since he was just like, whooping me up, for the most part, I was just watching. Like, yes, I was fighting, but I was like, hold up, what is he going to do? Since it was a mirror match, I was like, okay, what's he doing? And I'm like, oh, you could do that? Oh, okay. Because Ghost Blade has this stuff where it's like, there's so many slashes on the screen, man. It's like, yo, I don't know what's happening no more. It's just, I just see blue all over the place. I don't know who hit who. I'm like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour where he's like, who kicked me?
Which one of y'all kicked me?
Bruh, I'm like, yo, I mean, I know Ghost Blade is kind of dope, but dang, I mean, besides his like reaction time where it's like, all right, cool, I do my dash forward. I'm trying to do my dash forward so I can get a jump on this person, but you're making me wait this like millisecond where I don't get the jump on this person, and now I'm just a sitting duck. Like I'm like, yo, I did this move. I did this little sidestep move so I could get the throw. And now I'm like on pause for like 2-3 milliseconds, whatever it is. And I was like, yo, I wanna play this, and I know it's a different game, but it's like I wanna play this like Guilty Gear. Like what is this stupid waiting period? Like I just dashed, or I just did this little like, I don't know, slip, dash, whatever the move is.
Dodge roll.
Yeah, the dash roll. Like I want to do that straight into the throw, or straight into my mix-up, or straight into my combo. Like, why are you making me wait? I don't want to wait.
There's a frame of delay for it, but that's just part of the game mechanic, and everybody suffers. So that's just DNF Duel. But they did say they were going to send us some patches and some all buffs. So as of right now, the state of the game, I can't argue with you there. That is a thing, what you just said, where you dodge roll, but you still can't dodge roll and just immediately go, because there's a second of frame delay. But it's not the character, it's the whole roster. The dodge roll in DNF Duel, when you do it, there is I don't know the frames, right? I don't know frame data, but I can tell you there is, and the whole roster is affected by it. So it's just a game mechanic more so than the character you're using, just so that you don't think it's Ghostblade, right? It's like, man, Ghostblade sucks, man. Every time I dodge roll, he always gets beat up. Like you dodge roll and they beat you up. It's like, why can't I recover? The recovery frames, that's what I was trying to say. The recovery frames on the dodge roll is the same across the board for everyone. That's right. I couldn't get my FGC terminology down.
Yeah, because I basically just stopped using the thing.
Right. And don't stop using it. No, it's just to give you some context, because you were just in a fight or whatever that happened that was happening to you, and you're getting frustrated with it. So let me tell you why that's happening. It's not Ghostblade. The entire roster has that issue. That is a game mechanic. That is a game situation. The game itself it gives everybody a second of like negative frame delay on that. So if you're going to use that dodge roll, it's best to use it to dodge projectiles. Not just you can use it to close distance. Obviously, I do it all the time. But if you're not good at closing distance, or if you don't really have any confidence in your next follow-up, then I wouldn't advise spamming the dodge roll, because it's very punishable.
Oh, you ain't lied on that. Oh, you telling the truth.
Yeah. But that's across the board, just so you know that it's not something that just Ghostblade suffer with. The entire roster suffers from that.
Cause I'm like Ghostblade is probably the character that I felt most comfortable with, I guess. I mean, I still don't super like him, but he's probably the closest I felt comfortable with. So I guess that's a sort of plus.
Well, I found that, I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy, bro. Like, when I first picked the game up, the beta, of course, the first beta, second beta, I grabbed Hitman, but I didn't intend to main Hitman, right? I actually wanted to main Crusader. I wanted to, when I first played the first beta, then the second beta, right? I played with the roster, but I was just mashing buttons like everybody else. Like, I didn't. The way you're playing the game right now is how I was playing it when I first picked it up. Just mash, until I understood what was happening. And Hitman, once I started playing with them and I saw that all of the Zoner characters can just keep him at bay. I didn't know that until you start actually playing it. When you got the beta, you start taking fights, and people just who don't know how to play the game, but they know how to play fighting games by default, they resort to their own old school tactics, which is keep away and zoning. And since I didn't know really how to maneuver yet, I'm just smashing. I felt like Hitman I'm like, okay, this character is not as strong as he looks on the trailers. So when you see the trailer for Hitman, it's like, oh man, that dude looks cool. He did look cool in the trailer. Him and Troubleshooter looks cool in the trailer. But playing with Troubleshooter, playing with Hitman against the roster, they're not as viable as the FGC makes them look. So what? I'm number one. I still struggle with Hitman. I still am struggling with Hitman. How am I struggling? I'm number one. Because there are still characters in the game that give this character trouble. My God rank and God level in number oneness doesn't exempt me from taking an L from the rest of the roster. Just so everybody understand, like I'm gonna probably be number one hitman forever because this game is dead. Ain't nobody playing it to really come take my spot, and I got like 700 wins past everybody else who's on that rank. So, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that the character hitman, no matter who's using him, is as powerful as he looks. I make it look easy because I'm just good at fighting games. But the character apples to oranges is not as good as they want to make them. They did a little tier list and said Hitman was S tier because his DP is like he's S tier up close, but so is Berserker, so is Ghostblade, so is a lot of characters up close. Striker is OP up close, but Striker at a distance can't do nothing to you. Striker can't do nothing from at a distance. Striker is going to struggle like the rest of the characters who do not have. If you don't have a projectile in DNF Duel, you're going to struggle with the rest of the roster. Care how good you strategic you are, you're going to probably rank up and do well with the character you use.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going to actually do tier lists, if I'm even going to entertain that, because you know I can stay in tier lists. If I'm going to entertain the tier list for this game, I'm not putting Hitman in S tier. I'll put Hitman in like B tier. A or B. I'll give Hitman a B plus, a minus, but I wouldn't put him in S. He's not top tier. Ghostblade and Swiftmaster and Crusader and Kunoichi and Launcher and Lost Warrior. Everybody who can throw stuff, those are top tier characters in this game. The bottom tier is Vanguard. I say bottom tier. I would probably say just below those other characters. So you got. I'll put if I'm just gonna make my own tier list. I'll put all the Zona characters in S tier, right? All of them. Everybody who's zone in DNF Duel goes in S tier, and then below S tier is Vanguard, Striker, Hitman. Who else is a brawler? Grappler. Another brawler character. Who else is a brawler?
And see, technically, if they remove that second of delay from the dash roll, that kind of changes the balance of power on zoner characters.
Yes, because that's why I say Hitman struggles, because even if he dodge rolls a projectile, the person who's thrown a projectile has already recovered. They've already gotten their recovery frame from their projectile. Where you doing the dodge roll, you're still in dodge roll trying to recover, even though you've already dodge rolled. Your character is still in recovery frame, and they can still beat up on you freely. It's a split second, but the advantage is them and not you. Yep. So you feel it. So I can't count the frames. I'm not counting the second. Yeah. But it's very, very noticeable that when you dodge roll somebody, and y'all are close, y'all touching each other, and then you dodge roll to try to switch sides, right? That's kind of like anybody who's smart would think to do that. If you can do that with the character, you're up close with people. Switching sides is mixing up. That is great strategy. But you can't do that in DNF Duel, because when you switch sides, dodge roll in DNF Duel, you're in recovery frame, and the opponent's at an advantage. They can do whatever they want to do to you.
Yeah. If there was anything, before we move on, if there was anything, I'd probably say give us air block, because it's an anime game and it should just have air block. It just should. And then and then just make the dash roll similar to like CBS 2, where it's like you can dash roll and go straight into your stuff. And then that's those two things would change the game tremendously.
Yeah, they just gave you better recovery frames on your dodge roll, where you can recover faster than them, right? Because I use it to close distance. But here's the thing, they set you up. Like, the people you're fighting know that you're trying to dodge roll and close distance. So they play that game with you. They set traps. They throw projectiles, you dodge roll, and they have another projectile waiting on you during your recovery frames of dodge roll. So take Kunoichi, for example. She'll throw her ground kunais, right? No, she'll throw an air kunai, double jump, air kunai. It comes on a janky angle. You dodge roll it. She's already landed, throwing another set of stars at you as your character is coming out of dodge roll recovery frame. Then she's running towards you while the kunais are flying at you. And all this is happening at a split second while you're still in recovery frames of dodge roll, and she gets the whole death combo.
Yep.
You know,
Kunoichi is fast.
Because the dodge roll has some janky recovery frames on it. But I'm not saying it's not effective. It's just the purpose of it is to dodge projectiles. They just said they just made this game and decided, okay, well, we're gonna make characters with projectiles. So how do we fix that? Well, let's dodge roll. But you gave us dodge roll, and the recovery frames are bad, so it's kind of not really effective. It's just that you can dodge roll people who are already in attack. Like if they do an attack, they do an attack sequence, you can dodge roll behind them and they still swinging in the air, and you got a chance now to get them. But if you're not quick enough, they'll recover and you'll just reset to neutral because you dodge roll.
All right, yo. So there you go. There you have it. Y'all learned a little bit of DNF Duel. Y'all got some knowledge. I know people saying the game is dead, and it's not as alive as it once was. But I mean, look, they got a patch coming up, so you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
I think that patch. I honestly think not the patch that they said the bug fix. That's a bug fix patch. I'm talking about the December all bug patch, and then after December, there's some whatever they said coming out of the pipeline. I know that the game's gonna officially die when Street Fighter 6 drops, but I got a feeling that Street Fighter 6 is not gonna come out in February. I think it's gonna be some type of delay. They're gonna have to push it back to March, which will give DNF Duel time to give us whatever that is that they said they're working on that they can't talk about. That's after December. But December is the all buff. December is everybody's getting buffed, and then they said they're gonna rework the mechanics, and everybody's getting buffed. So we're gonna have a different version of the game in December, and we don't know what that looks like yet. Then after that, there's something else, and they didn't say what the something else is, but they said they're gonna have to take, and they're gonna need more time to give it to it. If I had to guess, if you're not telling me what it is, and you need more time to work on it past December, then that screams DLC characters to me. That screams more than one DLC character that you're probably going to give us all at once instead of just one. And then if you're not going to give them to us one at a time, you're going to just throw them all at us, however many it is. And everybody's going to have to go back to tutorial mode with all these characters to play with. And then and that's it. That's just going to be that version of DNF Duel. This is just my hunch. Now, I've been right about the Harada and Tekken thing, whereas I knew Tekken was coming before the year out, at least the trailer, without nobody telling me. I just felt it in my spirit. I feel it in my spirit that DNF Duel is going to give us some DLC after December. And I just don't know what that looks like. I don't know how many it's going to be. But if you that hush about it, and it's going to take you that much time to do it, that you can't talk about it, that sounds like DLC, and that sounds like them getting the money, the budget. Because do you know how much it costs to put just one character? That's a chunk of change. Get one character design, the artwork, the character design, the moveset, everything for that one character that comes with that character. It's a grip of money. So it sounds like to me that some stuff got to happen behind the scenes. Some checks got to get written, right? And then once the checks get written, everybody get paid, they can start working on whatever it is they're working on, right? But I think the all buff in December is going to be good enough to bring maybe not everybody back, but a good chunk of the community that left. Maybe the player base will increase about 500, right? 500 to 1,000 people instead of the 250 that's playing right now. You know, I think 1,000, at least 1,000 to 3,000 people will just come back in summer just out of curiosity, just to see what is this. All right, what did they give us? What's changed? Because even I'm gonna have to go back to practice mode and relearn Hitman because they're gonna give everybody buffs. And I need to feel what does that look like. He's gonna change. Everybody's gonna change. Everybody's getting an additional move. Every character is getting an additional move that they can do. So what does that look like? And so if it's an additional move, then that's a new combo route that I can do. So I got to go practice that. So I'm the number one hitman in this state. I might have to start all over in December and climb a ladder because this is a new hitman.
That's what's up.
But just wanted to get that off that in context, and we can, you know what I'm saying, move on to the real stuff.